So earlier today, I was sitting in my balcony and I was looking out at the street, and I see a bunch of people passing by, obviously. But I saw this father with three kids, maybe all boys, not sure, but one of them was probably 6 or 7. The other was probably 4. I don't know, but they were running around as they were walking with their father, and the father was pushing a stroller, so there was a baby inside as well. So he was with 3 kids. But then it just came to me how in just a few years time is gonna pass by real fast, and these kids are probably not gonna feel how fast these years are just passed. And one day the eldest of them is probably gonna be my age, and he's probably gonna be sitting on a balcony just like mine, looking down at the street, seeing a father or a mother pushing a stroller with a baby inside, and 2 other kids running by, and you start thinking about the cyclical nature of life. And it's generally crazy because a lot of us think that our lives are unique to us, and they are in many ways. Each of our lives is unique in one way or another, but a lot of us have lived the same lives in some aspects, if you really think about it. And you see it in like a video that you see on Nostalgia or something online. You're scrolling by and you see a bunch of comments saying, oh, we all have lived the same life then. But the thing is, when I saw this father and his 3 kids, I remember this one day when I was 6. I can still remember this vividly. I was 6, my sister was 4. My other sister, she was a baby. It was probably 1 or 2. She was in a stroller, and I remember my mom pushing it down the street as we were walking. So I was running with a football, and my sister was with me. I don't fully remember if she was playing with me or not, but I remember I would pass the ball to mom, and she would pass it back to me, and so forth. And it's probably the same exact thing that happened some 20 years ago, which is insane. And the thing is, I almost forgot about this memory, and seeing this father with his kids just brought it back. And then I started thinking, a lot of us have had the same experiences, some experiences, or many experiences, depending on, many things. Not all the experiences obviously, but a lot of the big ones lived by many of us. One thing that's certain for sure is that life runs by quickly. Insanely quickly. Think about it. We're in 2026, right? So now think about 2017. It doesn't feel that far back, but that's almost 10 years ago. That is insane. And here's the thing that really gets me. I've just seen it on a post a couple of days ago. So the distance or the time between 1974 and year 2000 is the same as the one between 2000 and 2026. 26 years, both times. If you were born in the 80s or 90s, 1974 probably feels like ancient history to you. But that's the same gap in time as right now, as between 2000 and 2026. And it's going to keep going. One day it's going to be 2050. And your kids are going to tell you the gap between 2000 and 2050 is the same as the gap between 2050 and 2100 or 2100, you know. Time is a strange subject, you know. But also remember that time is linear to us humans. Obviously not to other creations, maybe angels, you know. We live in a three-dimensional world. That's all we see, 3 dimensions. X, Y, and Z, and then you have time that is linear. You can't control it. You can control or move through X, Y, and Z, but you can't really control time. It's out of touch, you know. You just can't. Like, you can't travel back in time. That's just impossible. So it only moves one way. But for other creatures, or other creations that we don't know about, they can probably move across time the same way we move, like from point A to point B on a XY axis, you know, XY like axis, or from London to Birmingham. They can literally move from one point in time to another. They could just visit the past like that, as if I'm visiting, I don't know, Vilnius in Lithuania or whatever, you know. But for us, I mean, we're not doomed, but we were built to live in a linear timeline. You cannot reverse it, and you simply can't. That's crazy, because time also leaves marks on you. It leaves signs on your psyche, on your on your own body, your own self. Just look in the mirror and you see a mold you didn't have 5 years ago. Oh, a mold, sorry, not a mold. A mold you didn't see, or you didn't have 5 years ago. The skin texture changes slowly over time. Like, even if you look at your own skin, like your own hands, if you do a lot of weightlifting and so on, like your skin texture is going to change from when you're 20 years old to when you become 30 years old. And you see that, like, genuine change there. Like, you can tell from a person's hand that they are probably in their early or late 30s. Man or woman, doesn't matter. You go from 10 years old to 20 years old, you see it. You go from 20 to 30, you see it. Then you go from 50 to 60, you see it. You go from 60 to 70, and the change keeps going and keeps happening, like, drastically. Life is just like that, you know. Time moves whether we like it or not. Just moves. And honestly, it's a little scary.